Happy Scrappy Wednesday. So today we are going to be upcycling this homemade card. I actually got this from my aunt about a year or two ago for my birthday, I think, and she actually got it from another lady who makes and sells cards. I haven't gotten to the selling point yet because I feel like mine are kind of more intense considering how long and how much product I end up using. They probably cost more and too much to sell, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Now that I've uploaded enough. But regardless, I thought it'd be fun to upcycle it since to, like, in a weird way, keep it in the family. And I started with one of my very few purple paper that I had. This is the only sheet I actually had until I had to go to the scrapbook store. So typically I use a bunch of scraps, but I had like no purple embellishments. So had to go out and buy this paper that I'm using right now. Layered it up a little bit more. I liked the flag banner that was on the original card. But then I was thinking, you know what, with this paper that I bought, I don't know if the polka dots are gonna work. And I was kind of like concerned how I was gonna end up using it. But then I realized that, oh wait, this is scrapbook paper. There's probably a thing on the other side. So both sides were technically like a little ripped up just because I was taking it off another card. So I figured it's not too big of a deal if it has a bit of this white foam from having that T embellishment like lifted up. So that's what that ripping stuff is. And I thought, how am I gonna cover this up while I was like taking apart the rest of the card? And I eventually figured out that I could use my molding paste to kind of like blend in with it. I picked out this stenciling kit. This one is from Tim Holtz, I believe. I can't remember how long ago I bought it, but I'll see if I can link down at least a similar one. And when I was spreading all of the paste around, I tried to do it as messily as possible. I thought maybe I added a little bit too much and I tried to swerve it off and it did not come off the way I thought it was going to. So I was kind of in panic mode at this point. I was like, how am I going to cover that up and make it look okay? So I just like, Kate, just think about it as you go. Like probably the more layers, the better. I actually based this card off of another one that I found on Pinterest. I'll show it here. And if you look closer, you can tell like the details I pulled away from it and just try to turn around the main embellishments of the original card so that it would cover up that main splotch thing. So I used Distressed Inked Worn Lipstick for this edge part. I didn't want the card to be so overwhelmingly just purple, so I thought adding a little bit of pink would help. And added this paper that when I ripped it, I thought it kind of looked almost feathery, and I love the detail of that instead of just constantly like distressing the edges of paper. So I did that on each outer edge, and I later regretted not just putting that white paper underneath first and then putting it on top, because yeah, I had to like struggle a little bit to like push it away enough to actually fit it underneath. So don't do what I did. Try to like play around with layering before you glue anything down. So I thought the spacing actually worked quite well, and I liked how the card this part of the paper stuck out on the edge a little bit more. So I trimmed off that edge that would stick with the ribbon part and just left it without distressing it too much because I didn't want it to be like ultimately super distracting. Originally, I was gonna keep that circle thing on the back of the terrific part, but when I experimented with it, that I obviously cut out of the video because you don't need to see me like constantly playing around, I thought it looked a lot cleaner with it gone, and you could see more of the detailed paper behind that teacup. So I pulled out some flowers that I thought could work with the aesthetic, and I ended up ultimately deciding not to use any of the dark purple. I just thought the dark purple flowers didn't quite match the dark purple in the corner of that paper, and thought, okay, the only bright color that I want is the terrific embellishment, because I didn't want really anything to super distract from it. So the rest of the card, I purposefully kept very muted colors and pastel colors, so the teacup would be your main focus. I thought adding this little extra ribbon to the edge of the cup would be really, really cute. I'm glad I did that. I'm very also glad that I had the right color of ribbon, because I feel like that wouldn't have worked with a lot of the other colors that I had in my collection. And this section, I didn't want it, again, to distract from the terrific part, so I tried to keep it as minimal with the flowers as possible. And I'm glad that I had the die cut versions of these hearts, because I don't have a die cut, so whenever I have the opportunity to repurpose a card, I really try hard to make sure I can incorporate the die cut pieces. And honestly, I'm surprised that these didn't completely rip off when I was taking it off the original card. That, like, the paper's so thin that, like, I was like, oh my god, this is just gonna be really, really nerve-wracking, so I had to go super slow when I was taking them off the card. So with the Distress ink, I added some more pink on that edge, but for the rest of the card, I wanted to stick with the shaded lilac to just blend in with the rest of the purple. And if you do want darker color for the distressing, just make sure you add a little bit more ink, but don't add too much in the one section, because then you can get like one part of the card overwhelmingly the color and it wouldn't be balanced. So start slow and less is more, and gradually build up if you feel like it needs to be a lot darker. So for some finishing touches, I wanted to add some nice cute little pearls. I'm trying to use up every sheet that I have in my collection, so I stuck with the same one that I used on the last card that I made and just placed them in random spots in the sections that are more concentrated with embellishments. Once I was done adding those, I thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of extra glitter glue to do it on the edges and stuff. However, I was having a lot of issues trying to get it out, and I ended up squeezing a little bit too hard.
Punishment for all of this because
Oh no! Luckily, I was able to get it all off the corner, but at least it was white glitter glue, so it still blended really well. Crisis averted! Alright, so there's my tutorial for this Scrappy Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoyed this upcycling edition. And yeah, let me know if you like upcycling videos more than regular card tutorials. And yeah, I will see you guys next Scrappy Wednesday. Bye!